My heart overflows with gratitude for you, my cherished readers, who have taken the time to immerse yourselves in this deeply personal and emotional narrative. Your openness to connect with these raw experiences fills me with profound appreciation, and I'm endlessly thankful for the opportunity to share this vulnerable journey with such a compassionate audience. 2 days ago, my life unraveled in a way I never could have imagined, plunging me into a disorienting fog of pain and disbelief. I walked in on a moment that shattered my reality. My fiancée, a 31-year-old woman I've adored for 6 years, entangled in an intimate encounter with my 54-year-old father. The sting of this betrayal clings to me, heavy and surreal. And until this moment, I've kept it locked inside, desperate to unburden my soul. We got engaged last January, after years of weaving our lives together, with dreams of a June wedding she delayed due to the pandemic. She longed for a lavish celebration, so we agreed to postpone, setting our sights on later this year, a vision now in ruins. About 4 months ago, her demeanor changed. She became aloof, less warm and guarded. She'd return home late, clutch her phone tightly, and offer murky excuses about her whereabouts. I chalked it up to wedding nerves rather than deceit, especially since she'd recently landed a promotion at work. When I asked if she was questioning our future, she dismissed it as job stress, and I trusted her words. Around that time, she formed an unexpectedly close connection with my father, a wealthy, self-centered man who abandoned my mother years ago after his own infidelity. I viewed their bond as innocent. How could I suspect treachery between my fiancé and my own father? This Christmas, we planned to visit my mother's family, including my siblings, but she insisted on staying back, citing work and a need to see her own relatives. I went alone, eager to reconnect with my mom, while my father, coincidentally, was also away. Looking back, I now believe they spent that time together. My parents, long divorced and unable to tolerate each other, have always made family holidays complex, with my siblings and me splitting time between them. This fragmentation made it easy to overlook the warning signs. My unease grew when I noticed calls from a number labeled as her best friend Karen's. Strangely, even during a dinner with Karen and her husband, when Karen wasn't on her phone, my fiancé's flustered look when I glanced at her screen spoke louder than words. She later claimed it was a different Karen from work, but when I asked to see her phone, she refused, accusing me of violating her privacy and denying any misconduct. I pointed out her recent strange behavior, but she insisted the calls and texts were personal matters. After a tense argument, I dropped it, though her evasiveness only deepened. The truth crashed over me like a tidal wave when a snowstorm canceled my business trip, bringing me home unexpectedly. I spotted my father's car in our driveway. The house was unnervingly silent, with no trace of him or my fiancée. I called out, hearing frantic footsteps upstairs. As I neared our bedroom, my fiancée, visibly shaken, begged me to wait downstairs, claiming she didn't know my father was there, despite his car outside. The bedroom door was locked, and her excuses grew weaker. She said she was changing. But the sound of multiple footsteps inside ignited a sickening realization. With a surge of adrenaline, I forced the door open and faced a sight that still torments me. My father half-clothed, fumbling to dress, and my fiancée, standing in her underwear. The scene left me mute, my mind grappling to comprehend the betrayal. She stuttered, offering a nervous laugh and claiming it wasn't what it seemed, a hollow cliché. I stood paralyzed, staring at my father as he dressed, a fleeting urge to confront him physically fading into crushing defeat. I grabbed my travel bag, walked out, and drove to a motel, where I've been ever since, drowning in unanswered calls and messages from them, my family and friends. I've responded to none, consumed by sorrow, rage, and confusion. Why would they do this to me? How could my father, of all people, betray me with the woman I planned to marry? These past 2 days, I've been lost in tears and alcohol, uncertain how to move forward. Has anyone endured a betrayal this profound? How do you find the strength to carry on? In another chapter of my life, I'm grappling with a different kind of anguish, one that leaves me adrift in a sea of duty and loss. At 35, I'm the primary breadwinner for my young family, balancing intensified work demands and a role in local politics in my Nordic hometown. I'm also managing a €37,000 EU Commission project, A daunting responsibility that keeps me on edge. My family's unwavering support anchors me. But the losses I've suffered make it hard to stay steady. I lost my mother at 23, and soon after, my first marriage collapsed when my wife was unfaithful, leading to a divorce within a year. For 8 years, I remained single, pouring myself into my degree and later studying abroad. When I relocated to a new city for a fresh start, reality fell short of my hopes. Work was chaotic, and stress fueled a drinking problem. Seeking help, I spent 13 hours in the ER, only to be told my struggles were in my head. Despite feeling suicidal, I minimized it, and they sent me home. My boss promised support, but later used that vulnerable moment to stall my promotion. 3 years ago, life brightened. I met my current wife, and after nearly a year of dating, we got engaged and married. Her love, along with the joy of my father, brother, and nephew, filled me with hope. But soon, my father's prostate cancer diagnosis cast a dark shadow. He downplayed it, but my brother and I, after discussing it, braced for the worst, knowing his age 78, made the outlook grim. Then my son was born, a beacon of light in the darkness. My father's family visited, and I treasured watching my brother cradle my newborn beside my nephew, their laughter warming the room. 3 weeks later, at 12:20 a.m., as I fed my infant son, my father called with shattering news. My brother had died of a heart attack at 48. Despite a rapid ambulance response, surgeons couldn't save him. The loss broke me. I took 3 days off work, but the walls seemed to close in. With mounting responsibilities, I returned to my demanding job, now supporting my 17-year-old nephew and my ailing father. My original family has dwindled. My grandparents are long gone, and only my father and nephew remain. Every day, I check on them, work extra hours, and strive to hold it together for my wife and son, who are my lifelines. But the grief is unyielding. I resent that my parents were older when I was born, leaving me with so little time. I ache for my mother and brother, and with my father's uncertain future, I'm terrified of more loss. I know I'll persevere, but writing this feels like a vital release. My wife's love and my son's radiance keep me moving forward, but the burden is immense. I'm deeply grateful to you, my readers, for holding space for this pain, and for reminding me that I'm not alone in facing life's most challenging moments.